Today we'll be giving a gameplay overview and review of the game, Cunning Linguistics, designed by Matthew Guillemette and Joe Slack and published by Crazy Like a Box, Inc. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode with To Die For Games. I'm Mandy, the board gaming pinup girl. My fellow hosts are
Tracy, the gaming maven.
Stephane, the games teacher.
Looking to see the components? Looking to see the review? Well, timestamps below. You can just click on those links.
Like what you see? Subscribe and you'll be notified when we post more. And leave us a comment while you're at it.
Cunning Linguistics plays in about 10 plus minutes, is suggested for ages 14 and up, and accommodates 3 to 8 players. We've got Cunning Linguistics all set up and ready to go, so let's get to it. A tongue-in-cheek word game that plays with the mind as well as the words. Players make answers from a selection of words they have to make the craziest, funniest answer. Players vote to determine which answer is best. So, Stephane, tell us, what's inside the box?
8 pads of paper, 8 pencils, 200 word cards, 75 topic cards, 8 free word cards, and the rulebook. All right, now that we know what we're playing with, how do we set up? Tracy?
Hand each player a pad of paper, a pencil, and a free words card. Shuffle the deck of word cards and hand 9 to each player. Shuffle the topic cards and place in the center of the table. Players can arrange their word cards face up. A 3x3 grid is recommended for each person. Now that we're all set up, how do we play? Mandy?
The active player is the reader and will flip over the first topic card of the deck. Each player, including the reader, will use 9 cards in front of them, plus the words on the free word card to create a phrase, sentence, or sentences to create the best answer. Players will also add their name to a piece of paper. Note, each card has multiple words on it, and players can only use 1 word on each card. The player aid words can be used as often or as much as each player wishes. Once all players have finished writing, or if using a timer and the time runs out, they will hand their paper to the active player. The active player will shuffle the papers and write a number on each one. The active player will read the number and then the answer, but not the player's name. After all answers have been read, each player except the reader will vote for their favorite. Each vote a player gets, they receive a point, so multiple people can score each round. Any cards used by players are discarded and players draw back up to 9 cards. So, how does the game end? Stephane?
Once a player reaches a certain number of points, 8 with 3 to 4 players, 10 points with 5 to 6, and 12 points with 7 to 8 players, they win. So that is how you play Cunning Linguistics.
So now we're ready to review Cunning Linguistics. So guys, what'd you think?
It kind of has that fun party game feel. So if you're looking for a party game, it definitely has that feel.
Okay.
Like most party games, you got to choose your audience. This won't be for everyone, but if you have the right group of people, and you know the people that you're playing with, hopefully, this might be a good game to bring out.
Yeah, I agree with that. So it's a party game, but I feel like it has a little extra work there to explain. But overall, yeah, exactly. If you find the right audience for this game, it could work. All right, so let's talk about artwork and theme. What did you guys think?
Well, obviously, there's not a lot of artwork, but,
Right.
you know, it's very bright. Like in a party game, you want bright. You want something that's going to catch their eye. So the outside of the box catches the eye. The nice colors of the cards, like the purple and stuff.
And
are
sorry to
really
interrupt,
nice.
this is a prototype. So
Yes,
we
that's
don't
it.
have the finished copy, but yes, at least you get an idea of the colors. My
But
apologies.
yeah, no. They, like, with, you know, pads and stuff, that's not very exciting. But I think if they're going to keep it the way it is, it's very colorful. So
Yeah.
people would be attracted to it.
Catches the eye.
The text on the cards was very texty.
And it's very thematic.
Yeah. So, I mean, well, yeah, exactly. That is true.
It's a little bit of innocent innuendo with the title and the gameplay. That's good.
I don't know. I'm just going to say it. I don't know. Like, Cards Against Humanity, it's one of those games, okay, haha, it was funny for like the first or second time, and After that, I'm like, okay, I don't really want to play this anymore. Now, I'm not saying this about this game because it's not along those lines. I don't know.
It rides the line. I think it rides the line fairly intelligently, but if you're not into any kind of that type of humor, yeah, it could turn you off.
Yeah. So I think for me, maybe not, but yeah.
One thing I found, each player is dealt 9 cards to make their sentence or phrase from.
Right.
And I felt that 9 cards may be a bit much, unless you're building a really long story to go along with the concept card or the topic card.
Right.
I felt maybe that was a bit much. So maybe scale back the number of cards a little bit, just so there's not so much text in your face to work with.
And I think it'd be funnier if you had less to work with. Do you know what I mean?
You might come up with, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Because it's like
more unusual oddball combinations.
Exactly. Because I looked at it and I was like there's so, and I was like pressure. I'm like, I feel like I'm writing a test. Like it was just like, oh gosh. And I think I ended up coming up with like every time, like one word. It was brutal.
Yeah, this is one where I actually kind of like that, but then again, I like having like lots in front of me, very visual. So yeah, I can see how it was overwhelming for people. For me, I actually kind of like that. That was kind of key for me enjoying this game a little bit more, I think, than I normally would have. So you can see how it can appeal to some and not to others.
Right.
We didn't play with the timer.
No.
The game suggests a 3-minute timer while you're developing your words. We didn't play with the timer. I'm personally not a fan of timers in most games.
Right.
And maybe being under pressure to kind of come up with something quickly would give this game a little bit more, make you driven more to get the words out. But it was all right. Again, it's a party game. Have the right audience, know your audience, and might have fun.
Okay, so we jumped a few places here.
I was gonna say.
I know, I'm like, wait, I think we jumped ahead, but it's okay. We're gonna come back and then go back again. So let's go to components. I won't really get into because it's in the prototype phase. So it really wouldn't be fair to judge the game on that. So game mechanics. We kind of touched on that a little bit.
I've already said what I want to say about game mechanics.
All right,
so
there you go.
Like I said, I liked having all the different options. I liked the way that even the act of the reader, in a lot of games, usually the reader, the active player doesn't get to do anything. In this case, they do.
Right.
It's an interesting mechanic how they've added that in, and they've had the reader still doing it. They don't vote, but they get to participate.
That reminded me
of watch everyone play.
That reminded me of Dixit a little bit, like not the gameplay, but the fact in Dixit you play your cards, but the person who
plays it, but they don't vote.
But they don't vote, exactly. So same kind of mechanic there. So I think you pretty much covered that. Similar games.
Apples to Apples was the one that first came to mind. A lot of people know Apples to Apples. It's, like I said, it's kind of got a little bit of fun, silly adult humor, but not really that far end spectrum, so it's nice.
Right. Yeah. Good. And any others you can think of?
We did a review for Sixes not so long ago, so another party game where you're, it's not exactly the same mechanics, but it reminded me a bit of that kind of, simultaneous gameplay for all the players.
Yeah, like you have a topic, and everyone picks a word, and so similar kind of idea. It's just that one was, I think, a little more scaled back, so not as much selection. So final thoughts on the game. So for me, this is the type of game, it's really hard because I don't generally play a lot of party games. I'm actually not a huge fan of party games, so one has to be super impressive for me to be like, love it, I'm gonna buy it. So this is not a bad game. I just don't know if it's a game for me. I just found there were a lot of too many choices to make it overwhelming. Like a party game to me, you should be able to explain it literally in 3 to 5 minutes and people are not like confused or, you know what I mean, feeling overwhelmed, because then people tune out.
Very true.
So I don't think it's a bad game. I just don't think it's a game for me. So for those reasons, having a lot of selection, maybe if they scale that back a bit, like you were saying, I think that might make it a bit easier, making it a bit more fun and a little awkward. So people, I think, would enjoy that. So less selection. Other than that, I think that was it. Now, I don't love the title. I know. And you're gonna think, oh, it's just a dirty mind. No, I don't know.
Well, they actually talk about that in the rules. They say that, it's designed to make you kind of think that way, but it's not designed to be overtly like, yes, you're thinking this.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be the right amount of PG with some adult thrown in.
Yeah. Yeah. And I get it. And I guess they have done that. I just,
not for everyone.
It's kind of what I'll call frat boy humor light. It's on the edges of being risque, but not quite there. But then maybe a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, just enough maybe.
Yeah. I find the game mechanics are a little bit because of the title and the lightness and the silliness and maybe the frat boy feel of the title, the game mechanics almost suffer for that, because the game mechanics are actually not like drunken people playing. You can actually play this with a bunch of serious adults, and it'll be fun. So it's kind of unfortunate that the name, I do find, maybe takes away a bit from the actual gameplay.
Yeah, no, that's true.
But I like the gameplay, actually.
Yeah, there you go. And Stephane, final.
Again, with the right group, if we've had a couple of drinks and are easy and comfortable with each other, I think that this could be a fun game to play with the right set of adults. And yeah, so party games, again, not my thing, but I'd give it a shot again.
Okay, so I think that's it. So I think down the line for me, this is probably not a game that I would have. I can see the appeal for sure. Maybe if a few tweaks were made, some of the things that we suggested, I think that might make it a bit better, and I would definitely be willing to give it a try again. So that's my thoughts.
Nice.
And I think, Tracy, you saying, yeah.
I'd like to try some of the variations that are in the back of the rulebook. They have a couple cool variations that I'd like to give a try. So
this is good.
Cards Against Humanity is a really big hit, and I don't like it. I kind of like this game. It could be the next big hit. It could be, something that with that kind of broad range appeal.
Exactly.
So check it out.
All right, so there you go. There you have it. So that is our review for Cunning Linguistics, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.